Our next question, Jim, sent via the Cult of Cornette Facebook group by Alex Hedges. Is there any hope saving the current state of tag teams? Does Jim think it's possible to rehab the current state of tag team divisions?
I mean, it's possible and it would take time and a concerted effort, but I don't see that the effort is going to happen. And it can't be. AEW had a nice little tag team division there for a while till they dismantled it. Where is Juice Robinson? I still think back to FTR against Jen and Juice being the best tag team match of modern times and how that stands atop the AEW match canon like a goddamn monolith on top of a fucking anthill. Because it's a fur drop from there. It would have to be the WWE, and they would have to start not just putting top singles guys in tag team matches against each other, but having at least a couple of tag teams that were good enough and were pushed in the spot and were treated as main event guys on the levels of the Punks and the Rollins and the Reigns and the et cetera, like it was in most companies in every territory, with maybe a few exceptions. You know, Sam Muchnick was not, he liked to feature a singles main event. But for the most part, the NWA World Tag Team title was seen as on a par with the World Heavyweight Champion. They could be co-main events, or, one could be on a main event of one show and the other could be the main event of the other show on another town that same night. But that's because the guys in those tag teams were seen as big stars and presented that way. So the reason why that, and I'll shut up, that the tag teams are so bleh now is because look at the fucking tag teams. Compared to the quality of the guys at the top in any company, the tag teams are a secondary. And not just because all these guys are not talented, many of them aren't that fucking great, but none of them are presented at that level. So which comes first, the chicken or the fucking embryo?
Have you ever heard an argument from someone you worked for or worked with against pushing tag teams for strictly budgetary reasons? Because if you have two baby faces who are over, you need two heels, as opposed to having a top baby face and a heel in that spot, two less people to pay.
Well, no, because for one thing, in the territory days, it didn't matter. That's why our main event payoff for the Superdome was $2,000, whereas if it'd been a single match, instead of split 5 ways, including the manager, it'd been $5,000 a piece. The promoter would just split the main event money between however many people were in the main event. Now with the contracts, but if it's a company that's got guys under contracts, whether they get paid, whether they work or not, then they shouldn't be worried about the goddamn budget on 2 more guys.